Hello everyone, and welcome to my Emmerdale official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Emmerdale artist Dawn Taylor's mother, Rose Jackson, had left the ITV soap opera after a sinister scene on Thursday night. But is she dead, and what's happened to her? Fans of the soap opera were left wondering what had happened to Rose Jackson and if she'd left for good, with fears she could be dead after a twist. After the episode aired on ITVX on Thursday morning, viewers undoubtedly have a lot of questions. The show will, as usual, air on ITV1 in the evening. There was no indication at the end of the episode as to Rose's whereabouts or cause of disappearance. While a mystery third character was seen heading to the location where Rose had been dropped by Will Taylor and Kim Tate moments earlier, we did see indications that two persons might have been responsible for her disappearance. After Rose's scheme to destroy her with Ruby Milligan was discovered and Will demanded that her leave the hamlet, Kim exacted her retribution. Rose concealed the fact that Will had betrayed partner Kim in order for the two to have slept together. Nevertheless, Rose was soon seen crying, and then a car arrived. Rose disappeared after this incident, so what happened to her? We didn't see who was driving or if she left with them. Maybe Rose just got in the car and drove off. Then why were her belongings, including her purse, strewn all over the floor, and had she taken the cash? Fans are probably wondering who the mystery driver was, but is it possible that someone random helped the character out? Was it a familiar person who happened to stumble upon her? What would they stand to gain if Rose is either dead or in danger from hurting her, if it is a figure we have already met? Given that her belongings were disposed of in such a way, it seems likely that something darker has occurred. Has she been abducted? Kim was obviously hiding something when we observed her leave home farm for a little while and then return. Will was there as well, and he was acting oddly. Has one of them gone back to where they left Rose in secret in order to silence her after their recent scheme? Ruby Milligan might have felt compelled to strike against Rose, or the persons they were dealing with, perhaps. Rose's whereabouts are unknown, but given that spoilers suggest she won't be back for another week, it begs the issue of whether the character was murdered or perhaps abducted for an as-yet undisclosed motive. In order to find out more about what's happened to her and whether she's truly disappeared forever, viewers will need to watch future episodes. When Eric Pollard's car won't start, Victoria offers to give him a ride to the funeral despite their falling out. Victoria strikes up a conversation with a dashing stranger while she waits for Eric outside the chapel, who reveals himself to be the woman whose funeral it is, her grieving son. When the mysterious man confesses his name is John Sugden, Victoria is in for a shocking revelation. After Victoria tells Eric about her finding, he clumsily says that John might be the son of Victoria's late father, Jack Sugden. The possibility that Victoria may have a long-lost half-brother sends her reeling. Jimmy King consents to provide Rodney Blackstock, his father-in-law, a position as a driver for the family haulage company. Jimmy is hoping he won't look back on his choice. Jimmy, however, is not pleased to learn that Rodney has reached the delivery location, but that certain items are missing from the vehicle. Jimmy jumps to Rodney's defense for the events that have occurred. But could it be that there was another party involved? Mandy Dingle is adamant about paying off her debts without disclosing them to her partner, Patty Kirk. Mandy is fascinated by the prospect of becoming a financial dominatrix after speaking with Gail Lohman. Is everything about to go awry for Mandy, the local beautician, in the Emmerdale episode that aired last Thursday, July 31? Belle left for Scotland to visit her father, Zach, and Debbie, even though Tom pleaded with her to leave Piper behind. Charity drove Belle and her puppy out of the community, but Belle insisted on bringing Piper along. However, a recent fan idea for Emmerdale predicts that Tom would track Belle down and murder Zach, Belle made the decision to temporarily leave the community following her recent divorce from Tom. The suggestion had come from Charity, who had suggested that Belle visit Debbie in Scotland for a while. After deciding to leave Charity behind so she could avoid the Dingles interfering, Belle had originally intended to stay put. Tom noticed Belle getting ready to go and pondered where she was going and how long she would be gone. Before notifying Tom that she would be taking Piper with her against his pleas for her to stay with him, Belle refused to provide him with any information. Belle was then driven out of the village by Charity, who was eager to meet Zach and Debbie in Scotland. Viewers of Emmerdale will be aware of the tragic death of actor Steve Hallowell at the end of 2023. It has now been announced by the soap opera that Steve's character Zach will be written off screen and that his funeral will take place later this year. Now, a fan believes that Tom's mistreatment of Belle and Zach's passing could be related. The fan theory goes something like this. OMG, what if Tom travels to Scotland and murders Zach? Belle is saved by Zach. Will Charity be visiting Scotland as well? In reaction to Steve Hallowell's actual death, Emmerdale producer Sophie Roper recently disclosed that Zach Dingle will tragically die later this year. However, the exact circumstances of Zach's death are still unknown. The Dingles have been at the heart of the show for 30 years, and will continue to be so, Sophie remarked in an interview with Entertainment Daily and other media regarding the impending funeral scenes. However, as many of you are aware, Steve Hallowell, who portrayed Zach Dingle, passed away not too long ago. A Dingle funeral will be held in the upcoming months to commemorate Zach's demise. It will be a really suitable homage to such an iconic character, but it will be quite painful for many of the show's staff members and the fans who have adored Zach for a long time. Tragically, Ella Forster of Emmerdale has learned that she has lost her baby. In the last moments of Tuesday's July 30 program, Ella discovered that, just weeks after discovering her pregnancy, she had experienced a quiet miscarriage, also referred to as an embryonic pregnancy. Early in the episode, Ella and Liam Kavanagh, the baby's father, were still at odds because she wouldn't let him go to the subsequent ultrasound. Liam and Ella were able to attend the screening thanks to some unforeseen transportation problems, and they were both startled when the technician saw something wasn't quite right. Liam lost it when he saw that there was no fetus on the scan, which baffled the technician and made him accuse Ella of lying about being pregnant the entire time. Liam angrily said, "Ella, you're not pregnant and you never were. You didn't want me to go along because of this. Now it all makes perfect sense." In addition to receiving this devastating medical news, Ella was distraught since Liam continued to have mistrust for her due to her troubled past. Before Ella could even absorb what she'd been told, Liam rushed away. When Liam hinted that Ella had reached her lowest point, Paddy back in the hamlet sought to offer some consolation. Liam said, "Paddy, she's nuts." Viewers would later discover, nevertheless, that Ella had not lied about being pregnant. Ella was informed that she had experienced a quiet miscarriage, also referred to as a blighted ovum or an embryonic pregnancy, after a consultation with Manpreet. "There's nothing you could have done." Manpreet comforted Ella in tears. Ella discovered that although there was a true fetus, it was only ever at the embryonic stage. At one point, she broke down when Manpreet told her she was definitely pregnant. Will Liam come to the realization that everything is wrong? So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.